am so excited to talk with you today because I have some really exciting things to share with you. So stay tuned, you'll want to watch this video. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I help women discover and integrate their highest and truest selves in order for them to live their most empowered, fulfilled life. So the way that I do these YouTube videos is usually I'll write down a topic that I'm thinking about or I'm reading about that week, and then I will write it down, and then I'll kind of wait for like a download or some type of intuitive hit of what I want to talk about specifically. So today I was driving from one of my Airbnb properties down to the marina where my boat is, and I was just thinking about this commitment that I've made of trusting and surrendering to life as a process, to the next year of my life, just trusting that a higher power may have a better idea of what's best for me in my life, basically. So it's interesting that I said commitment, because that's part of my point. So I'm driving down the highway, and I get off the highway, I get into an intersection, and I was thinking about how my entire life I've always wanted this freedom, I've craved this sense of freedom, wanting to do what I wanted to do on my terms and not be limited by anything really, not have limiting beliefs, not be limited to one location or one path. And I've always just been so interested in so many different things and learning about different skills and exploring really. So I always was kind of like a commitment-phobe in relationships. My longest job or in a career, I usually stay in a position for about 2 years before I kind of get like antsy and either need to move up or do something different. I felt that not committing to things was allowing me this freedom, and the epiphany or the intuitive hit that I received was that in order to be completely free, you need to commit and trust and surrender to whatever process that you decide is going to get you the best result. So that looks like if you say you want to start a new diet plan or work out every day, or if you don't commit totally to that process and have one foot in, one foot out, then you'll constantly be analyzing or creating resistance in your mind whether you should do this or you should do that, and it's going to feel very restrictive, and you're going to create a lot of resistance towards this new process of getting the end result of your perfect body. If you committed to the process and just cut off all other options, then you wouldn't need to create that resistance, because you're going to do the thing anyways. It doesn't matter if it's pointless to make up excuses or analyze whether to do or not to do, because if you've committed, there are no other options. You're going to do it. So any of the mindless analyzing is completely pointless if you truly have committed. So I am committing to this 1 year of surrendering to the process of having my unfolding of learning skills and discovering where I want to go in the next chapter of my life. It's totally freeing. If you think about, if you are half in and half out in a relationship, it causes a lot more friction and it causes a lot more resistance, because you are not unsure of whether they like you, whether they're committed to you, if you're not totally committed. And it's just that could be a whole nother video on its own. But as soon as you trust and commit to that other person, then you have a sense of like freedom, peace of mind. So as all this was like downloading and like coming to me all at once, I looked up at the intersection, and there's this giant flag just waving in the wind, and it was just kind of like a confirmation that yes, committing, trusting, and surrendering to whichever process you decide, whether it's a certification, working with a coach, doing a new diet, doing a new workout, a relationship, in order to have freedom in that process and feel freedom in your life, then commitment and surrender is absolutely necessary. And the other thing that came to me, it's not as scary trusting the process of life as you would think, as I would think, as I used to think. I used to think I have to control everything or it would all fall apart. So it's really not your responsibility to control everything, because if you think about it, there is an innate intelligence inside of every one of us that keeps our heart beating day in, day out, without us trying to think about it or control it or analyze it. There is a cyclical process. Every seven years, every single cell in our body is different. That we don't have to control that. We don't have to do anything. That just happens. So there's all these different processes within nature and our life on the micro level and the macro level that we don't have to control, and they just work out perfectly. So I encourage you, if this resonates with you and if you're feeling called to maybe let go of some control and let go of some resistance towards trusting, which I have always had difficulty trusting. I always wanted to control things, or I thought that it wouldn't work out for my best interest. But after studying and reading a lot of books, The Untethered Soul was excellent. The Surrender Project, which inspired me to go on this 1 year of surrender and trust. So that was my thought of the day that just downloaded and gave me that little kind of calling to share that it is not as scary to trust, because there may be, I'm going out on a limb here and saying there might be a intelligence that we all have inside of us that keeps everything going, that could potentially know a little bit more than we do as in our conscious mind. We are infinite spiritual beings with infinite knowledge, put on this earth for a temporary human experience with limitations, so we could experience and enjoy our experience and understanding more about ourselves. That is what I believe. I hope that maybe this got you to think a little bit, maybe freed up some mental space where you were trying to control something, and maybe just let go and see if it won't unfold in an even better possible way. So hope this was helpful. If you enjoy the videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, we are all just walking each other home. And I will see you in the next video.